Welcome to the Weekday Report for Tuesday, July 1st. I'm Liz Snyder. Here's a brief look at the news. Severe thunderstorms rolled into the Kenosha area Monday evening, leaving more than 1,500 We Energies customers without power. Firefighters tackled a small fire around a downed power line in the 3800 block of 22nd Avenue, while police handled reports of debris blocking area roads. The storm arrived just in time to cancel the Kingfish game at Simmons Field. Power outages also affected production of today's Kenosha News, shifting the printing of the newspaper from Milwaukee to the Journal-Times in Racine. That emergency move is why your newspaper looks a little different today and why delivery may have been delayed in some areas. Police say Jenny N. Gamez of Cottage Grove, Oregon, is the woman who was killed in Kenosha before her remains were discovered in a suitcase alongside a Lake Geneva-area road last month. Speaking at a news conference in Elkhorn, Walworth County law enforcement officials said Gamez, who would have turned 21 in April, was identified by dental records. Officials declined to say where she was killed in Kenosha, saying that death investigation has been turned over to Kenosha police. Her body was one of two found in suitcases in the town of Geneva. The other was 37-year-old Laura Simonson of Farmington, Minnesota. West Allis resident Stephen Zelich, a former police officer in that city, was arrested last week in connection with the crimes. The state will review whether warning lights and gates should be installed at the railroad crossing where last week a man drove under a tanker car. Pleasant Prairie has twice before requested the upgrades at the crossing in the 9800 block of 88th Avenue, but has been turned down. The man survived the crash and is being treated for serious injuries. The search warrant allowing police onto a Pleasant Prairie farm last April was properly issued, a judge ruled Tuesday, denying a defense request to throw it out, along with the evidence that was found during the search. After the search, dozens of horses and other animals were removed from the farm and nursed back to health. The farm's owners, David White and Paula Moctezuma White, are each charged with 11 felonies and 6 misdemeanors related to the conditions police found on the farm. Their trial is set for November. An unusual project is underway at Green Ridge Cemetery. Joe Ward has the story.
Amid all the lawnmowers and weed trimmers at Green Ridge Cemetery Monday, Todd Siskowski could be seen pushing a quiet machine between rows of graves. Siskowski was pushing a radar machine that detects unmarked graves. So far, he has found about 400 remains without a ground-level marker. The work is being done so Green Ridge Cemetery can know officially what plots should be and should not be for sale. Created in the 1830s, the historic cemetery has patches of ground that appear unused. The radar work will hopefully be a boon to business so that the grass stays trim and the weeds kept at bay, cemetery officials said. For the Kenosha News, I'm Joe Ward.
What's trending today? Under a change that took place today in Kenosha, Racine, and Walworth counties, food share recipients will have to work at least 20 hours a week or receive job training to remain eligible for benefits. Republican backers of the change have said it will give food stamp recipients an incentive to find work, while Democrats call it a mean-spirited attack on the poor. What do you think? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next is Diane Giles with this week's History Mystery.
Kenosha firefighter Joe Ziccarelli was a tenacious character, and you only had to look at his Allendale home to find proof. A fire on July 17, 1943, destroyed the former Allen Tannery building on the corner of 52nd Street and 6th Avenue, where the municipal building now stands. A couple of years later, the city wanted to clean up the lot and offered the bricks to anyone who had made the effort to haul them away. Ziccarelli took load after load of the bricks to his empty lot at 7741 5th Avenue, where he and his wife Mary took 2 or 3 years to clean enough bricks to build their small ranch-style home there in 1948. For the Kenosha News, I'm Diane Giles.
Thanks, Diane. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. The suspect in the Saturday morning fatal shooting at Shenanigans on 52nd Street is due in court today. Janine Anderson will be there. And Joe Ward is taking a closer look at the equipment that will fill Kenosha's dream playground. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Liz Snyder with the Weekday Report.